Yo, what's going on, guys? Chris Barney here, Overtime Athletes. Wanted to make a video for you guys. A lot of you guys asked the question as far as warming up to perform a vertical jump or any kind of explosive movement. Some of you basketball players may be wanting a certain, before you guys play or before you practice, a certain warm-up I think is essential. So I just wanted to go through with you guys almost identical what I did to hit the 44-inch one and what I've been doing and what I've kind of been playing with that I need particular to my body. Now, some of you may need you might have certain tight muscles, but for me, what I noticed with some of my athletes, especially warming them up for any kind of vertical or horizontal power, linear, some muscles are commonly tight when they are jumping, and some muscles are commonly weak. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how to go ahead and mobilize and activate those. So if you guys wanna start off with a foam roller, the first thing I start off with is deadening the nervous system. I spend a lot of time on essentially, for me, a lot of it is going to be the IT band. So I start down, all the way down by my knee, and I obviously move all the way down, all the way up, and I roll back and forth on this. The other big thing that I really focus on is going to be the piriformis. So what you guys are going to want to do is you're just going to want to essentially cross that leg over and put your butt cheek almost on that, right on that side, so my right leg's crossed over, and you're gonna feel, if you guys, almost all of you, especially you guys sit at a desk all day, you're gonna move back and forth, you're gonna feel muscle there that's really tight. You're just gonna want to spend a lot of time on that muscle, and then I take it off and just kind of roll out the glute itself. After that, I'm just gonna spend a little bit of time on my adductors or my groin for some of you, and I'll explain why. Get all the way close as far as you can up on it. But essentially the reason why is because when a lot of athletes jump, the muscles that we're basically loosening or deadening that nervous system, basically turning off, if you will, for lack of a better word for you guys to understand, are the muscles that collapse that knee when you jump. So a lot of you guys, if you slow down some of your jumps, you'll see that knee collapse in when you go to produce power. So we're essentially turning those off by doing that. Then to warm them up, you guys have two options. There's two that I like. I can alternate them or put them in one altogether. This is a single band loop. Sometimes I'll put this around my ankle. And basically what I want to do now is just begin to fire my glutes, right? So I'll perform a series of pressing out. So I want to hit the minimus, medius, and maximus and really just fire it. And I'll do a series of maybe 10 each way or each direction, if you will. And then after that, or alternating with that, this is a hip circle. For some of you guys who haven't seen this, it's just kind of a big rubber band. I'll put this right above my knee. And I really like to, you guys have seen this in my videos before. I'll get about shoulder width apart and I'll perform some half squats. And really what I'm focusing on is when I'm producing torque out of the ground through my feet, I'm really focusing on pressing my feet through the ground and screwing out, right? And by doing that, I'm really focusing on turning on the glute and hamstrings. So if you see here, you'll see my knees naturally push out, but it's not because I'm pushing my knees out, it's because I'm screwing my feet into the ground as I do that, and that really turns on the glutes. After I get them firing, an essentially isolated type movement, I'm going to move over to what I think is one of the better dynamic, where I'm getting the entire posterior chain involved. So one of my favorites, and you guys can use this with a dumbbell, you guys don't have to use a band, this just happens to be my favorite, is a banded kettlebell swing, and I'll explain why. But essentially all you do is you're going to wrap the band around the handle here, step in it. I don't like to get too wide. Remember, I want to keep it as specific or as close to my jump as possible. So obviously I'm not jumping with my feet outside my shoulders, but for these purposes I warm up just right about shoulder width or right outside, and then you're just going to perform a kettlebell swing where you're tilted. And the reason why I absolutely love this is because, one, if you think about it, when I'm swinging with the kettlebell, it's essentially the same motion with my posterior chain. I'm really focusing on triple extension when I come up. The part of the band that I absolutely love is the band pulls you down eccentrically. So when I'm teaching people to jump and when I'm trying to jump my highest, it's so essential for me to use my levers. My levers are my arm, right? So I want to be able to snap them down, and I want my eccentric motion to be as fast as I possibly can, and that band mimics it. So it really helps translate over to when I actually want to go jump. So if you don't have that, another thing I like to add is just some quarter squats, just rhythm to get your muscles firing, and that's pretty much it. I think if you do a number of mobilizing, activating, iso activation if you will, and then dynamic activation, you'll see that your vertical jump will go up, whether it be in the gym or in a game. Hope that helps. I'll holler at you next time.